Hey everyone, you're Tesla Tom. Thanks so much for joining us on Ludicrous Feed. My family and I are lucky enough to have two Teslas in our garage. On this side, a red Tesla Model 3, which we received in 2019, this year, 6 weeks ago. Beautiful car. This side is a Tesla Model S 2015 edition, 70D, pre-facelift, which I purchased in 2016 secondhand. Also a beautiful car. Both beautiful cars in their own right. The point of this video is to help you, the viewer, decide whether to buy a brand new Tesla Model 3 or a used Tesla Model S for relatively the same amount of money. This car starts at $70,000 here in Australia. You can probably find a Tesla Model S, especially an older car, for about the same price here in Australia. So, what are the differences? Well, the Tesla Model S is a longer, wider, luxury sedan. The Tesla Model 3 is a zippy, compact sports car. That really is the essence. And of course, the software update differences, which I'll also go through. The Tesla Model S really is a luxury sedan. It's a wide car. Wide in terms of driving. You feel like you're driving a wider car when you park, when you maneuver, when you turn, and when you sit inside as well. Not so much from the front of the car when you're sitting, but certainly in the back. For a full-size adult, there's plenty of room in the back. For children, both my kids have had road trips in both cars and they subjectively said it's fine in both cars, but I think for a full-size adult, there's certainly more room in the back row of the Tesla Model S. Not to say it's not roomy in the 3 either. In terms of finishing, I think the S is probably a bit better. It feels quote-unquote more luxurious. I mean, not to say that the 3 isn't nice either. In the S, you certainly feel like you're sitting a little bit lower compared to the 3. Dash console is flat because everything is on that middle screen. Whereas the S has a more traditional dash console, so you feel like you're looking over it, everything is in that display behind the steering wheel. The 3 has a smaller steering wheel compared to the S. The indicator stalks are on the left on both cars. The S has the old style where you flick up and it stays up until you turn. The 3, when you flick up, it goes back down very quickly and it doesn't flick obviously because it's already gone back to neutral. In terms of length, both cars are currently parked right up against my garage. I've just measured it before filming this video and there is a 20 centimeter difference between the Model 3 and the Model S. So a slightly longer car. Everyone thinks the 3 is a small car, but really, it's actually almost as long as the S. The next thing is suspension. Now the 3 probably rides a little bit higher than the S in standard mode. So this car here has something called air suspension, where there are 4 different levels of suspension heights. I've got a very steep driveway, so that's very handy for my Model S because I can set it high and it remembers the geolocation every time I drive in. When it goes on standard in the S, it certainly scrapes the bottom of the car when I drive in, whereas the 3 does not. So if they're both in standard, the S rides lower than the 3. In terms of boot space, the S certainly wins here. The S has a powered tailgate for the boot, and it's more versatile because it's a bigger mouth, you can fit more things in. The 3 has a standard sedan type boot opening. So smaller mouth, both have a 60-40 split in the back row. You can probably fit quite a bit in the 3, but certainly has a smaller mouth opening than the S. Both have a frunk or a front boot, and I'll argue that both spaces are actually quite reasonable in both cars. Now because this is an older S, Elon Musk, when he first designed the S, tried to make it as minimalistic as possible. So there are actually not very many pockets and door bins and drink holders and things like that in the S. It's quite minimalistic. So I've had to buy a couple of aftermarket accessories to put more storage space in the S. Whereas the 3 is a bit more traditional in terms of storage space. There's bins in all the doors and there's a center fold down in the middle and drink holders everywhere you look basically. And when it comes to range, both cars will be very similar. So the standard Model 3 has a range of about 380, 390 kilometers real world. I know it's advertised at 450 kilometers, but in reality it's more like 380, 390. The Model S, the lower models, like this for example 70D, the range is only 350, 360 kilometers real world. So very comparable between the two. Both have a Type 2 charger and both will have a wall charger included with the vehicle. If you buy secondhand, ask the original owner for a wall charger because it would have come with one when they first bought it. So that's kind of the differences in the facade, in the look, in the feel of the car. The main difference between buying a brand new Model 3 and a used, older Tesla Model S is of course going to be the software and the computer hardware of the cars. So this car here, like I said, is an older Tesla Model S. It's got Autopilot 1, Hardware 1. It's never going to get Hardware 3 or beyond. It's stuck on Autopilot Hardware 1. So all the software updates with Autopilot, full self-driving, we're never going to get in this car. In fact, a lot of software updates now these days are just not going to be compatible with this car. We don't get a lot of the games. I know this car has version 10, but it doesn't have karaoke. It doesn't have YouTube, Netflix. So we're never going to get that because the hardware is just not compatible. And it is slowing down, I've noticed, with the UI. It's an older computer, let's face it. And it's still on 3G with no word of an upgrade for the screen and the computer, unfortunately. Tesla Model 3, Tesla's newest production car, gets all the software updates, version 10, fully equipped with all the latest games, all the entertainment, all the full self-driving and autopilot updates. So if you want the latest tech, then obviously you're gonna have to buy the brand new Model 3 over this one. And of course, the last thing is Sentry Mode and dash cam, which this car obviously has. Dash cam, it's on all the time when you're driving, and Sentry Mode is like CCTV for the car when you're parked, and that way you can review if there's any damage or any threats to the car. This car does not have it. It doesn't have Sentry Mode and Tesla Cam. I've had to install my own aftermarket dash cam into the car, and that's fine. It's just something you've got to accept if you buy an older Tesla. Alright guys, well that's the main differences between the two cars. There are obviously plenty, but they're kind of the main ones that I can see. So I guess in summary, if you want the latest tech, if you want everything that Tesla has put into their software, their hardware, their cars, Tesla Model 3 is the way to go in 2019. If you just want an electric car that's been tried and tested, it doesn't have the latest tech, it doesn't get all the latest updates, but you still want a car that is electric, doesn't use petrol, you can charge at night, every night, has a reasonable amount of range, then an older second-hand Tesla Model S for the same money is great value, great bang for buck. So guys, I'll let you decide. Leave a comment below which car you'd buy with $70,000 to $80,000 in your pocket, a brand new 2019 Tesla Model 3 or a used Tesla Model S. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and as always, happy charging.